Is there a way for me, at home, to test my GE washer control circuit board, WH12 by 10439, to tell if it has failed before I buy a new one? Washer will pump, will not spin or agitate, motor green LED pulses steady on/off about 1 second, lid switch checks OK, currently have switch out and wires removed. I'm getting 120 volts at the orange and red/black wires on the motor wiring harness.
Hello from Ja, my name is Woody. I will be glad to assist you today. I have been servicing all major brands of appliances for 35 years, and have over 100,000 in-home repairs and over 80,000 internet repairs under my belt. What voltage are you getting to the motor inverter on the red to yellow? They are the power leads to the motor inverter. Are the light that you're getting on the motor inverter is when the motor is running or not running?
Hi Woody, the green LED is flashing when the motor is not running. Is the $24 for the call in addition to the $5 or the $28?
In addition to the price of the question. And I have the wire diagram for this unit pulled up, and the manufacturer is not shown orange wire going to the motor/inverter control board. I show number 1 red, number 2 yellow, number 3 dark blue, number 4 black and number 5 purple.
I unplugged a 2-wire white connector with a red and yellow wire, set control to spin, push start button, and I get 0.316 volts AC on both wires. There are 4 connectors going to the motor inverter board. I'll go write down all the wire colors.
That is the mode shifter, the power wires on the C7 connector. I'm talking about are on the C4 connector on the inverter, and it is a 5-wire connector. Do you have the unit's wire diagram with the unit? If not, here it is. https://getslash.cushelp.com/c/fatach/11764/137038838/redirect/16601.pdf.
Looking from front of washer, left to right, 4 connectors. First connector, green/yellow, white/red, purple/black, orange. Second connector going to right, 1 black wire and 1 yellow wire. Third connector, 1 purple wire and 1 yellow wire. Fourth connector, red wire, yellow wire, blue wire, black wire and purple wire.
Okay, let's test the motor inverter board like this. Test the silver wire on the C2 connector to the white with red tracer to the same C2 connector. You're looking for 120 volts AC, does not matter if the unit is programmed to run or not. Okay, the wire diagram shows the C2 connector on number 1 green/yellow, number 2 empty space, number 3 white/red, number 4 is an empty space, number 5 red with black tracer, number 6 gray.
My position 6 wire is solid red or maybe orange, not silver. Others are correct, including empty spaces. My schematic says that position is SX for gray, but that is not true.
Okay, then let's test your red on number 6 to the white/red on number 3, looking for 120 volts.
I do get 120 VAC when putting my meter leads on those 2 pins with the connector unplugged from the inverter board.
Okay, so you are getting the correct voltage to the motor/inverter, and you have a green 1-second blink on the inverter control. Then yes, I have to suspect that the main control board is the issue. The link below is to the part you will need from a highly recommended company rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau. They offer a 100% money-back guarantee, even on installed electrical parts, for an entire year. They are the only company to allow returns on installed parts for a refund and offer a full 1-year warranty. http://www.repairclinic.com/part details main control board WH12 by 10439/1556798 Ricade equals 1000070. If you have any questions, just reply back.
From your experience and the tests we ran, you are close to 100% it is the control board. I just don't want to purchase one and have it not solve the problem.
Yes, you're getting the correct voltage to the motor inverter board. And the inverter is even telling you that it or the motor does not have any errors. So the only component that is left is the main control board. And even after you rate me today, if you have a question, just reply back to me. I will still assist you, no extra charges. But rating me is the only way I get paid for my time.
Thank you very much, Woody. I really appreciate your help. I will rate you excellent and order my new board with confidence.
I'm glad to assist you anytime. If you need me again for any other issues, you can request me WHRLP MasterTech. Thank you.
I replaced the board in my washer that Woody recommended. The washer will still not agitate or spin. I would like the correct answer or my money back. Hi Woody, I installed the new board and the washer still will not agitate or spin. Any ideas? Thanks, Mel.
Okay, I'm not online 24/7. And you need to realize I'm not there to do any diagnostics at all. I can only copy what you are telling me. Have you corrected the lid switch where you cut it out?
I found this test online for the motor/inverter board, the following info may be listed in your tech sheet. You can ohm out the shifter, check the resistance value, ohms, of the mode shifter and not continuity. The resistance should be 98 ohms at room temperature of 77 degrees. You will also want to test the inverter motor for voltage. The voltage readings should be as follows. Note, all electrical testing is done at motor harness plugs. C2 pin 1 equals ground and C2 pin 3 equals neutral. C2 pin 5 to pin 3 equals 120 VAC. C2 pin 6 to pin 3 equals 120 VAC with lid switch closed. C7 pin 1 to pin 2 equals 135 VDC. C7 pin 1 to pin 2 equals 30 VDC. C4 pin 5 to pin 1 equals 0 VDC. C4 pin 5 to pin 2 equals 0 VDC. C4 pin 5 to pin 3 equals 12 VDC. C4 pin 5 to pin 4 equals 12 VDC. Place washer in field service mode. Spin test. Knob position 9. If 12 VDC is present at specified pins, main control is OK. If motor runs in spin test, then inverter motor and wiring harness are OK. 135 VDC is present for approximately 15 seconds at the beginning of the agitate program. 30 VDC is present during the remainder of the agitate cycle. Caution: if the mode shifter coil is open, then C7 pin 1 to pin 2 can measure as high as 300 VDC. Test main control board voltage readings in field service mode. Agitate low test. Knob position 6. C4 pin 5 to pin 1 equals 12 VDC. C4 pin 5 to pin 2 equals 12 VDC. C4 pin 5 to pin 3 equals 0 VDC. C4 pin 5 to pin 4 equals 0 VDC. Voltage readings in field service mode. Agitate high test. Knob position 7. C4 pin 5 to pin 1 equals 12 VDC. C4 pin 5 to pin 2 equals 0 VDC. C4 pin 5 to pin 3 equals 12 VDC. C4 pin 5 to pin 4 equals 0 VDC. I performed the above with a washer in field service mode. Control at position 9. I got 0 VDC at all the C4 connector pins above. In control position 6, I get 0 VDC at all the C4 connector pins above. At position 7, I get 13 VDC at C4 pin 5 to 1 and pin 5 to 2, but 0 VDC at pin 5 to 3, pin 5 to 4. I performed this test with both the new and old control boards installed. I assume the inverter, computer board, on the motor is bad. What do you think? I removed the motor. Is there any other workbench test I can perform to verify before I buy a new washer? Thanks, Mel.
When you tested the main control board position 9C4 and got 0 VDC, that means the main control board is not sending voltage to the motor. And if you're not getting the correct voltages on position 7, that too means the motor inverter is not getting the correct voltages from the main control board, thus an issue with the main control board. Now that you're getting the same readings with the old and new boards, tell me that the new board is either faulty or that you may in fact have an issue with the wire harness from main control, since both gave you the same readings at the motor/inverter end of the wiring harness. On you doing a bench test, if you have a way to give the motor inverter the required voltage up to the 135 VDC using a power supply, then you could test the motor inverter.
Thanks, Woody. I guess I could try ohming the wires from the harnesses at the motor up to the control board using just the matching colors to see if I find any open. If not, I'll return the board, ask them to test it, and if they tell me it's good, then I'll junk the washer. Been a learning experience.
Unfortunately, ohming the wires does not help you in some cases. With a multi-strand wire, if all but one strand is say broken, it will show continuity, but that one strand of wire will not carry voltage.
The board I bought was from Core-Centric Solutions in Eel. It was remanufactured, said it was bench tested and came with a 6-month warranty. I guess I'll ask them to test it when I send it back, and if it tests bad, hopefully they send another. If it tests good, I'll scrap the machine if I can't find anything else between now and then.
If that is the board rebuilding company out of Chicago, and I believe it is. I have heard nothing but bad comments about them.
Glendale Heights, Illinois 60139. I did test continuity between the C4 harness at the control board down to the motor, and all 5 wires did give me continuity. I'll call them Monday and ask them to test the board when I send it back. Now I'm tempted to buy a brand new one that is returnable just to be sure.
Okay, no problem.
I'll leave you alone, Woody. I think I've done all I can for today. I may reply next week sometime to let you know how I finally made out. Thanks for sticking with me on this. Have a good weekend. Mel.
No problem. Yes, I would like to know the outcome and how your call goes with them on Monday.
Woody, I put in a brand new GE control board and still nothing. That mode selector C7 2-pin connector, when unplugged from the inverter board, ohms 65 at about 68 in the laundry room. However, I do not measure any DC voltage at that connector. Could that mode selector be causing this?
When you're ohming out the C7, do you have the C7 unplugged to the shifter when testing? And when testing for voltage, did you have the washer in the field service mode? And if you have no voltage at pin C7 1 to 2, then the motor/inverter is not giving it the required 135 VD/C at the start and then down to the 30 VD/C.
I had the C7 unplugged at the inverter board. I was in field service mode. Is that correct, or is there another connector back on the mode selector itself where I should be checking for the DC voltage? I was wondering how I would get any voltage back out of the mode selector when I have its C7 connector disconnected at the motor inverter board.
No, if you have the C7 unplugged from the control board, you can ohm out the mode selector and the wire harness to it. But you will have to test the contacts on the board where the plug was plugged into for voltage, not the mode selector harness. You have it unplugged from the board and it will no longer have voltage to it or from it.
I just put my meter on the 2 C7 soldered pins on the inverter board and I get a constant 306 VDC.
Okay, it will read around 300 when it is showing it as open. And it would show open if it was off the connector. And now plug it back in, leaving just a bit of the connector open, and take a reading if you can.
With my leads on the soldered inverter board C7 pins, it goes down to 22 millivolts, 0, when I plug the C7 back to the inverter board. I tried just unplugging a little to get my leads behind the connector, but I get the same thing. I don't think I can get a good reading with the C7 plugged to the board other than at the soldered pins for the C7 on the inverter board.
That is how you would test for the voltage, with the pins not covered all the way. The tech sheet said 135 VDC is present for approximately 15 seconds at the beginning of the agitate program. 30 VDC is present during the remainder of the agitate cycle. Caution: if the mode shifter coil is open, then C7 pin 1 to pin 2 can measure as high as 300 VDC. And you have omitted out the mode shifter, so we know it is not open.
Double checked, mode shifter still 65. For the heck of it, I did the C7 voltage in field service mode with knob also at positions 7 and 8 in addition to position 9. Same results for all, 306 VDC at the board when the C7 is unplugged, and 22 millivolts when plugged back on the board. The tub spins freely by hand and I can see the motor belt and shaft turning smoothly. Do you hear anything when the mode shifter engages or disengages? Is there anything else to look for on that component? I guess if I had a DC power source I could apply voltage to those two pins, but I would still need to know what to look or listen for.
When testing the mode shifter C7, you will need to have the C7 harness to the mode shifter plugged into the board. If not, the control does not read the mode shifter and the board thinks the mode shifter is open, so you will get the 300 to 306. You may not be able to hear anything from the mode shifter when it is activated.
Does it make any sense that I get 306 VDC open, and nothing when I put the connector on?
The 306 does when it is off. But when it is on with the ohm reading you're getting, you should be getting voltage out of the control board to the shifter.
I'm pretty sure using the inverter C7 pins worked, because as you suggested I watched my meter as I slowly disconnected the C7 connector from the board and I had to move it down quite a bit before the voltage spiked to the 306 VDC. Could the inverter board be bad, somehow sensing the closed connections and failing to put out the 30 VDC?
Yes, the motor inverter could be faulty. Also, one board can go bad and damage another component also, that happens all the time. The main control could have damaged the inverter or vice versa also. Here is a link to the motor/inverter board. http://www.repairclinic.com/part-details/drive motor WH20 by 10076/1796660 Ricade equals 1000070.
Hi Woody, I don't give up easy, but the time has come. I work for GE Aviation and can get a new GE 4.2 top loader like this one for $479 with a $75 rebate. We both gave it our best. I told myself from the beginning I would not spend more than $150 on fixing an 8-year-old washer. I'll box my parts up and ship them back. I promised my wife I would fix it or buy her a new one today. Also, GE tried to sell the appliance business last year to Electrolux, but that fell through. Rumor is they are selling to a company called Haier. Not sure if they will keep the GE name or not. Thanks for giving it a good try with me.
Okay, no problem. Yes, I heard the hair deal was done already. Glad to assist you anytime. If you need me again for any other issues, you can request me WHRLP Master Tech.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.